Hi, Southeast Michigan Realtor Cara here. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by our neighbor in Olympian, Bill Maher. This is actually his Olympic medal right behind us. What a blessing it is to have you, Bill. Thank you so much for being here. Would you mind sharing with our audience when and where you won your Olympic medal and also what sport you played?
Well, thank you, Cara, for having me, and I'm delighted to be able to share with you some of my experiences. But I want to warn you, I'm not politically correct. Okay?
Perfect. We don't like politically correct.
But I was in the 1968 Olympics, and this was in Mexico City. And Mexico City is high; it's 7,500 feet above sea level, so the air is very thin. And I had to race in the sport of rowing. Or I shouldn't say have to. I was able and blessed with the ableness to row in the Olympics in Mexico City. So that was an experience that was memorable. Even today, I still enjoy just thinking about it.
Now, was there a certain point in your life where you realized that I may have a chance to make it to the Olympics? When did that happen? Was it a certain moment of your life?
Cara, it took 2 years into the sport of rowing before I could visualize rowing in the Olympics. First year, I learned how to row. The second year, which was in a big race against Cornell, I had a disastrous, I lost control of my oar in the middle of the race, and our boat came to a screeching halt, and the Cornell crew went, of course, finished probably 5 lengths ahead of us. And so on the way home from Ithaca, New York, that's where Cornell University is, all the way home, it was hurtful to me because I realized it was because of me that we lost. But it taught me a lesson. It taught me a lesson not to quit and to keep on trying even harder. So the next year, in the same boat, with the same men, I was able to contribute to the race, and we won the national championships.
Wow.
And that's when I decided and realized that we had the potential to go to the Olympics.
Wow. And so between that time and when you were in the Olympics and just afterwards, is there a certain point in your rowing career that was an experience that you remember as being one of your favorite? I know one of many, but just one.
Yes, but I have to backtrack just a little bit to answer that question, Cara. When I was in high school, one of the things that helped me greatly was the fact that I learned to pray, and I asked God to help me to be a champion. I would be, every night before I go to bed, I'd be on my knees, and I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, help me to know you and to love you, and help me to be a champion. And that was just, I think the Spirit of God put in my heart that I could pray like that, and God answered that prayer. And it was 6 years later that I was in the Olympics. But
wow. And so I know I've been to the Detroit Boat Club, and I know your photograph and your medals are all over the building. Are you still involved with the Detroit Boat Club, and do you still row?
I am still involved, but I got to go back and retract just one second.
Please.
But one of my favorite, most exciting times was when I won the Olympic trials with John Nunn.
Oh.
And John Nunn was my partner in the Olympics. And it was John's, he was 6'5". He was a couple inches, 4 inches taller than I was. And he was a strong athlete that was just tremendous abilities. But he and I were good friends, and we used to race each other, and sometimes he'd win and sometimes I'd win. But we decided together that we could be a really fast crew and that we could possibly win. And so he and I teamed up together, and we won the Olympic trials. And it was that was exciting. And then the other exciting thing was winning the Olympic medal. Yes.
Wow. And so do you still row down at the Detroit Boat Club?
I do, Cara. It took 25 years off and raised 3 children, and my wife and I, and we were blessed with 3 children, now 9 grandchildren, and and I decided after 25 years that I'd like to try to row again. So in the last few years, I've been rowing down at Detroit Boat Club, which is on Belle Isle, which is right across from Detroit City. And Belle Isle is an island that's about 6 miles around it. So we row around the island now as masters. But there's high school kids, and there's college rowers, and then of course us masters. But we have a lot of fun, and it's a blessing to have friendship. And I might add that we now are aware that God watches over us, and so we oftentimes take time and pray on the dock before we go out, and then sometimes if we forget, we get at the foot of the island and we pray for each other.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And Bill has graciously offered to speak to any of my viewers who would like to hear about his experiences firsthand. And so if you or anybody you know has Olympic aspirations, please call me and I'll put you in touch with Bill. That is so kind of you, Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cara.
So call me at 312-545-8428 if you are interested in speaking with Bill about your Olympic aspirations and hearing from him firsthand about his experience and his strength. And God bless you, and I look forward to next time. Until then, bye-bye.